Alright, welcome to our review of Tokyo Ghoul Re, episode 9. I'm host Cinder Blaze. With me today we have...
Makotoa.
Welcome back, sorry. You were a bit frozen there for a second. This episode was substantially better than a lot of the previous stuff that we had this season. However, actually, I don't want to start with like the bad stuff first. Let's just go with the good stuff. I really like seeing Shu again.
Everything with Shu was great.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters from season 1 just because of how over the top his character was. And just, like, he didn't really fit in with the rest of the cast because, like, everyone else was, like, so serious. But, like, he just kind of, like, brought that, like, energy back into the show. And, you know, 2 seasons later, he brought it back again with...
Yeah.
How do you feel about him trying to bring KANEKI back? Because I feel like, especially towards the beginning of the episode, I thought like he was a surrogate for the fans of like Tokyo Ghoul seasons 1 and 2. We're kind of just like waiting for KANEKI to come back the entire time, and like that angst, I felt it, you know. So
yeah. My computer's going crazy right now. I don't know what's wrong with it, but hopefully it doesn't freeze because I'm already lagging like crazy in the video.
Not on my side.
Okay. But as for, I'm glad we got to see all the hijinks with Shu. I am not glad that we still don't get to see KANEKI in action. Like the one fight that we wanted to see this episode, right? Amidst all the like ambushing and stuff, is the one we don't get to actually see any of. Again.
I said I didn't want to start with the negative, but since you've brought up that salt within me.
Else to, like, Shu is great. It's just that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Wait, Shu's apprentice saying random things in German or French or whatever was also amazing. And trying to.
Maybe that is the proper pronunciation. It just didn't sound right coming out of his mouth. So
it was so weird, but
yeah, it was.
welcome
Yeah.
Addition to the episode.
Yeah, but going on to that one point about like how when Shu's kind of like underling plans that attack with is it Antihiko, right?
Aogiri.
Oh, Aogiri. Okay, so when he kind of formulates that plan to separate KANEKI from the rest of his team and have them kind of deal with him. I kind of wanted to see him like fight all those people by himself, because I feel like we kind of have been skimped out, or we've kind of like skimped out on all the KANEKI fight scenes to some extent. Like even back in that one mission where he fights that the half ghoul or the owl.
Crazy dude, yeah.
Owl Junior.
What is his I go figure out what is that guy's name. I don't remember.
Yeah, but like when we fight him, like the fight gets cut like halfway in between, and like in this fight it's just, well, we don't even get to see it. The ones that we do see are Urie and the blonde dude with like the sharp teeth kind of like fight that Shu's assistant, which I thought wasn't like that bad, because we got to see the dude with the sharp teeth kind of like think a little bit more about his Quinque. I didn't really think
What do you think of that conflict? Because I'm sick of it. I'm tired of that, to be honest, but
I don't mind it. But one problem I do have with it though is like there is no time for him to actually resolve the issue, right? Because we're just kind of like, I feel like we're in not filler right now, because this is kind of like
right,
trying to progress the plot in some respects, like
Seriously.
trying to bring KANEKI back. But then again, like half of like the Naruto series was trying to get Sasuke back, but that was obviously filler if you read the manga. So I don't know. I wish that we would focus a little bit more on events that would actually have like serious consequences, and not just like random put together schemes like these, you know, like, oh, they thwarted the scheme of the day, so like I don't expect him to actually resolve his issues with like dealing with, you know, the consequences of killing a ghoul and wearing or using it as a weapon, like that's disgusting in its own way. Like when he kills the Nutcracker and she's like, oh, all I wanted to be was like beautiful and stuff. Like it humanized her to the extent that like he can't hold that as a weapon. Like that's a person to him now, and he just kind of feels disgusted that it's like in the state that it's in. So I like that conflict in that regard. I just don't like what they're doing with it.
Yeah, it does feel like filler. It does feel like we're stalling.
Yeah.
And I mean, at least we got like this episode was finally a reprieve in one regard. We didn't get to see Kaneki come back, but we did get to see gosh, what is his name? Purple hair. We got to see him come back. And that was enough for me for this episode, honestly. Like, I can say I was able to enjoy this episode because of that. Like, how long has he, or, like, the whole series, the whole season 3, let me say, he's been in that, state of almost comatose where he just can't stand it anymore. And finally he's back. And every moment he was on the screen was a delight. So
yeah, and I feel like that's the case for all the characters from season 1 and 2 because they're the ones that were fleshed out the most.
Even the mask selling dude, his moments were fun too.
Yeah, when he's kind of like asking people about their personality because he wants to weave that into their mask, like while he's taking the measurements and stuff like that. Like you can still see his passion for creating the masks in the first place. Also, the back and forth between Urie and I still can't remember the dude's name. I'm sorry, but his facial features just are the signifier for me. So the dude with sharp teeth are just like kind of talking like, this guy's definitely a ghoul.
This guy's a ghoul, right? Shouldn't we do something about this? Hey, shut up. Shut up. We gotta go along with the way this plot works.
Yeah, like it was a little bit more context to that, not just like pushing it aside as humor, because I'm actually kind of concerned as to why they aren't reporting this dude or doing anything that their job would entail.
Probably the same reason why Kaneki didn't answer Shu when Shu was like, I have no friends at my age. Would you mind talking with me about books again? Oh, sorry, I gotta get going. Goodbye. Like, completely ignored your entire question there, and I can't chalk that up to just him being ignorant. It's intentional. He's just that much of a jerk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I want Kaneki Ken back.
Yeah, Heisei is definitely not an established jerk, but he does have his jerkish moments, I feel. I don't know.
Can't hide it anymore. It's not. I can't take it for obliviousness anymore, man. That was so blatant. But I'm sure that's part of the joke. That's part of the gag at Shu's expense, but it's all right. I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like the last thing we should probably hit on is Amon made a brief cameo at the end of this episode, which I didn't get when I first saw it. I thought it was like that one dude who just like fished out bodies from like the canyon or wherever people committed suicide, like dude from season 1.
The tall dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Amon. He's on his vigilante hunt for truth because his moral compass has been shaken by his last fight with Kaneki in season 2.
Yeah, that was interesting. I wish it wasn't just done that way because the little chick investigator was just hiding behind a car, and like this one ghoul's just like, oh, well, while they're dealing with that dude, I'm gonna walk over here and eat this thing, and it's like, what? There's like no setup, and it's just
okay, who was this guy too? Who was this ghoul? He looks nothing like he's from the Rose family. He looks nothing like he's from the Aogiris either.
I mean, he's just like one of those token ghouls who's just a freak.
He's not wearing the Aogiri cloak, so he couldn't have been them, and then the only Rose people there were just the one dude, right? Like, who is this guy? I don't know. It was super random. Okay.
Yeah, he looks creepy.
Yeah.
Like, you've accomplished that show, but you can't just rely on things being creepy to be like, oh, look, we still have that pizzazz. It doesn't really work anymore. So I don't want to like leave on this kind of like salt, but hey, like you said, I was really appreciative of seeing you again. So, you have any final thoughts for this episode? Sweet. Guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the other stuff. You know, if you so pleased to do so. And check our description for all of our social media links and that juicy Discord link as well. Catch you next time. Keep it juicy.
See ya.
Oop. I wish they would stop teasing Kaneki for us.
I hate this.
It's like, oh,
It's messed up, dude. It's not okay.
And they'll keep watching